So as I was filming this review, I just wanted to take the time to express my gratitude to the 129 subscribers we have thus far. I set sort of a goal in my mind, trying to reach at least 100 subscribers by the end of the year, and I think we managed to surpass that. So it's really, really cool to see. I just started this channel as sort of a means of bringing attention to some figures I liked and I wanted to succeed. I don't know how influential I've been in doing so, but I thought nonetheless it would have been a good idea just to put it out there. And the reviews ended up being so much fun to do that I just decided to continue on. It's nice being a part of this action figure collecting community, and it's always tons of fun to have discussions and stuff. So thank you all for being here with me on this journey, and without further ado, let's continue with the review. Alright guys, welcome back. So today we're taking a look at the Marvel Legends Strange Tales Weapon of Vengeance, or the Hellverine if you prefer. And this was another figure which was graciously supplied by my aunt. So thank you so much for that. I know absolutely nothing about this character, but the mere fact that he's a Ghost Rider Wolverine, I mean, what more could you ask for? So without further ado, let's open up this package and see what we get inside. So in this package, you get the figure himself, and you get these two flaming claw hands. And that's pretty much all you get. Alright, so let's take a closer look at the figure. And that head sculpt does look really, really good. I did see that they sort of missed part of the teeth. It looks like they just went. So doesn't look the greatest up close. The white is supposed to come to the top of this line right here. So something I might have to fix. Alright, so I took the liberty of repainting the face because those teeth were kind of annoying me. And now I think it looks infinitely better. The teeth ended up being askew. So it wasn't, the paint wasn't lining up with the sculpt. So it kind of made it look a little bit bad. So definitely had to repaint that. And now I think it looks a million times better. Hopefully none of y'all suffer that issue. And continuing along with the figure, you could see he has something of a big splotch going on there. I think when they were painting the tan color here, it sort of went all over here, but I should be able to wipe that off with something. Not that I should have to, but you know how it goes. The head sculpt on this is really, really nice though, must say. Really, really cool. The belt, of course, is a floating piece, and this Wolverine body we've actually seen quite a few times already. Can't recall every single one that they had, but this one was really, really nice, and I like the proportions on this one. I think it's really cool. I really do like this tan color. I actually think I prefer that quite a lot more than the CT Toys yellow color. Maybe I'll buy another copy of the CT Toys and just try to paint it into a tan color like this, because I really do like that color. They tried to achieve that with some of the shading on the CT Toys, but I don't think they applied enough. But yeah, this body is actually really good, and the articulation in it is really, really nice for Wolverine. The only thing I would wish is that his head could look up a little bit more. This is about as high as it'll go. And something annoying to point out, the head, because it's, I don't know if it's because it's made from this sort of flexible, translucent plastic, but the ball joint inside. From the time you start tilting the head back and the leverage of the head or the flames on the neck, it doesn't take much force for the head just to pop off very easily. So that could be kind of annoying, especially when you're trying to get them to look up as high as possible. The head does tend to keep popping off a lot when you try to do that. It's probably as high as you'll get it without the head actually coming off, and that's kind of like halving it on the ball joint there. And much like I was saying in my Astonishing Wolverine review, boot cut definitely something you need for a Wolverine, because when you want to get him in those low crouches, you need to have those feet facing forward to be able to stand and balance and stuff. So that is very welcome to have. And you can see there's the shoots on the hands, or whatever you call these things. I'm not too sure. If anybody knows, you could tell me in the comments there. I just call them shoots because those are the parts that the claws come out of, right? So he doesn't keep ripping his gloves. Those are painted pretty clean. But yeah, it really does look really good. Can't complain at all. So getting right into the articulation on the Hellverine, as mentioned, the head looks up about this far, but it does tend to pop off if you try to bring it up any further. So you can see that the ball joint only reaches about this high. And that's about as far as you'll get it. You could probably half it on the peg and get him to look up a little bit more. And that's about it. It does look down pretty decently. Head does rotate, of course. There is some slight tilt. The butterfly joints do go forward about this far, back about that far. That's really good. The shoulders rotate, goes up about that high, lays down about this flat, which is pretty good. It's nice to have the ability to put the arms down to the side. Bicep does swivel, and even with the bulky bicep and forearm, you can still get a pretty decent bend on these double jointed elbows. The wrist does swivel and hinge. Torso does crunch forward decently. It does arch back about this far. The waist does swivel under this floating rubber belt. The legs kick forward about that far. Kick back about that far. Splits out to the side, not too far, but I think it'll be good enough for Wolverine. The thigh does swivel. Knees are double jointed. The very much appreciated boot cut. Definitely a plus for Wolverine. And now these ankles, they don't seem to go forward that far. But that's because this thing keeps bumping into this sculpt right there. So if you actually push it past the sculpt, you could actually get it up a little bit higher. Goes back about that far, and then it does have an ankle rocker. So really decently articulated Wolverine. And for those familiar with the body mold, should be pretty aware of what this Wolverine can do already. So getting into the accessories on Hellverine there, he does come in packaged with 2 fists. And those can be popped out to be replaced with his only accessory, which are the flaming claw hands. Now, I've never read the story that Hellverine came out of, but I would hope that they would have given him something else, maybe an alternate head sculpt, or maybe a flaming version of like a claw swipe like this or something. Something. But nonetheless, it does look really good, and it does actually make the figure even more badass looking. So because he doesn't come with many of his own accessories, he had to borrow some from the Astonishing Wolverine. So this is the unmasked head sculpt. And I think it does look really good. When you pop on the normal fists, you pretty much have a normal Wolverine. Minus the hairy arms, of course. And this is how he looks with the masked head sculpt from the Astonishing Wolverine as well. Doesn't look too bad, but definitely think it needs painting to match the tan color. And although the ball joint is too big to fit into the CT Toys head sculpt, we could kind of fudge it and get an idea of how it would look if we had that head on there. And I think it looks really good. Obviously needs painting to match the tan color. And just to sort of get an idea of how he would look with some regular clawed hands, I blue tacked some of the Astonishing Wolverine's claws to the back of his hand just to kind of get an idea. I think it would look pretty good if you actually drilled the holes and poke those claws down inside. So for size, he does stand about 5 3/4 inches tall to the top of the head, and to the top of the fire hair, I think it's about 6.5. Oh no, 6 1/4. Here's how he looks next to a Jada Toys Mega Man. Here's how he looks next to Fury Toys Spring. Here's how he looks next to Premium DNA Earthworm Jim. Here's how he looks next to NECA Mirage Donatello. Here's how he looks next to Jada Toys Street Fighter 2 Ken. Getting into some Wolverines now. Here he is next to the Marvel Legends Astonishing Wolverine. Here he is next to the CT Toys Brown Suited Wolverine. And then finally here he is next to a Marvel Legends Ant-Man. So in closing, I think the figure is really cool. Is it an absolute necessity? I don't think so. But why shouldn't I have a flaming Wolverine? There are some problems on the figure to keep in mind, and one of them is the head pops off pretty easily because of that soft translucent plastic that they used. So be wary of that. And also additionally related to the head, if you have the option to view these in store, just check out those teeth and make sure they're painted properly, which unlike mine they weren't. It was an easy fix for me, but not everybody might be able to customize stuff, so just be wary of that. And other than that, I think the figure is really nice, and it does have some shelf presence, and it does look pretty badass. So if you're a fan of Wolverine and you want to get all different iterations and stuff, well, definitely this is one you might be interested in. So hope this review was helpful. I hope this helps anybody who is on the fence about getting it. And until next time, y'all take care.